Hi everyone, my name's Larry and I'm presenting a series of recipes and techniques to teach my children how to cook some of their favorite meals. Today we're preparing quesadillas in sunny Palm Springs. This was Tuesday night dinner in our house, so it quickly became Quesadilla Tuesdays. So let's get started. Today we'll be using a package of flour tortillas. Go with the right size for the pan you'll be using. A pound of cheddar cheese grated. We like cheddar, but just use whatever cheese you like. A supermarket roasted chicken, a red pepper, a green pepper, a medium onion, a half a pound of mushrooms sliced, 5 cloves of garlic coarsely chopped, 3 scallions sliced on a bias, 1/4 cup of pitted Kalamata olives, sour cream, oil for frying, salami or pepperoni or any other meat you like, and finally the guacamole and salsa from the companion video. Let's start prepping our ingredients. First, clean the chicken. It's a messy job, so I like to get it out of the way as soon as I get home from the grocery store. It's nice to have it in the fridge ready to go if you won't use it for a day or two. Have a plate or a container handy for the cleaned chicken and a container or bag for the bones. We'll freeze the bones to use for stock later. First, remove the legs by following the bones to the hip joint and twist them away from the carcass to pop them out of the joint. Once that's done, separate the thigh and drumstick. Now we'll remove the skin and place it in the stock container. It's fatty, but it's also full of flavor, so I always use it in the stock and skim the excess fat at the end. Now you can just use your fingers to follow the outlines of the bones and separate the chicken. Next, we'll remove the wings in the same way we removed the thigh. Grab the wing close to the carcass and twist towards the back to pop the bone and remove the wing. I just snack on the wings because they're not worth cleaning. Now remove the skin from the breast and set it aside. Using your thumb, follow the line of the breastbone to separate the breast meat. Then continue following the ribs until the breast has been separated from the bones. Next, I'll tear the breast meat and put it in a bowl and set it aside to use for the quesadillas. Cover the chicken and set it aside in the fridge. Now we'll saute the pepper and onions. Take the onion and cut it in half through the core. Using the chef's knife, slice away the tip and the stem so that when we slice the onion, the pieces will separate. Now remove the onion skin and add it to the chicken bones to be used in the stock. Waste not, want not. Once the onions have been cleaned, place them flat side down on the cutting board and slice them along the radius, about 1/4 inch wide. Now push them to the side and get ready for the peppers. Slice the peppers lengthwise down the seam from the tip to the stem. Now separate the sections from the stem. Once that's done, we'll remove the pith, the white stuff, by removing it with a knife. One at a time, place the pieces of the pepper skin down on the cutting board and run the knife parallel to the cutting board between the pith and the flesh to remove the pith. Repeat this step with all of the remaining pieces. Next, slice the peppers on a slight bias to create strips about 2 inches long and 1/4 inch wide. Put a medium-sized pan on a medium flame and wait for the pan to come to temperature. Now add about a tablespoon of olive oil and add the onions, peppers, and salt to the pan. Continue to flip or stir until the onions and peppers become soft and slightly charred. Now add the garlic. Keep cooking until the garlic is cooked through and begun to color. Then set the mix aside in a bowl. Put the pan back on the heat, add another tablespoon of olive oil and add the sliced mushrooms and a half teaspoon of salt to the pan. Cook the mushrooms until the liquid has been released and evaporated. Then brown the mushrooms and set them aside. Now we'll arrange all of the ingredients on the counter so that we can start cooking. First, we'll make a good old cheese quesadilla in honor of my son Jacob. He likes most of my combinations now, but cheese is always closest to his heart. Start by adding a bit of oil to the pan. Now add a tortilla and spin it around to coat it and the pan with the oil. Next, top the tortilla with about a quarter cup of cheese. Leave about a ½ inch around the edge clear so the cheese doesn't leak out and stick to the pan. Place another tortilla on top and press down firmly. Now we wait for it to get that beautiful golden brown. After a couple of minutes, take a peek underneath to see how we're doing. Sometimes I need to add a little more oil to get the result I'm looking for. Once we have the color we like, make sure the tortilla is completely separated from the pan and carefully flip it over. Now add about a ½ teaspoon of oil to the pan and spin the quesadilla around to make sure it's evenly distributed. Once you're happy with the color on the other side, remove it from the pan and move on to the next one. Now just use the ingredients to create a variety of combinations. First I'll go with chicken, peppers, and onions. Besides the addition of other toppings, the additional step I take is to add 2/3 of the cheese to the bottom, add the filling, then add the rest of the cheese. This works like an adhesive to bind the top tortilla to the rest of ingredients. Once again, brown and serve. Now we'll just work through a few more combinations to give you some ideas of where to go with this. Usually, as soon as a quesadilla is done, I slice it into wedges and let everyone start eating while I move on to the next one. Obviously, this doesn't make for a nice sit-down dinner, but after a long day of work and school, sometimes that's just what everyone needs. I just love the variety of this meal and the amazing combinations we can come up with. It's also a fantastic clean out the fridge dinner, so take advantage. I hope you enjoyed your time with me today, and thanks for watching.